So this is just a quick update concerning a right to travel court decision from the Supreme Court of Maine. So the guy in this case is Daniel H. Pelletier. In 2014, he was driving without a license in an unregistered vehicle, charged and convicted, 30 days in jail. He appeals, arguing he doesn't require a driver's license. Now, the court responds stating that these types of arguments are made all the time and, quote, right to provide an unambiguous declaration that Maine's courts have jurisdiction to enforce Maine's laws against those physically present within the state's geographic bounds and reaffirm the constitutionality of Maine's law requiring each driver to hold a valid driver's license. Pelletier argues that the state of Maine is a legal fiction and that merely being physically on the land doesn't make him subject to Maine's laws. The court responds that his argument is contrary to jurisdictional principles as old as the state itself, and quotes an 1877 court decision, Pennoyer v. Neff, quote, every state possesses exclusive jurisdiction and sovereignty over persons and property within its territory, adding, the United States Supreme Court makes it clear that jurisdiction over an individual extends to those within the physical bounds of the state. Pelletier also argues that the law requiring drivers to have licenses is unconstitutional and restricts the right to travel. The court responds by quoting a 1915 Supreme Court decision stating again, quote, a state may require the registration of such vehicles and the licensing of their drivers. This is but an exercise of this police power uniformly recognized as belonging to the states and essential to the preservation of the health, safety, and comfort of their citizens. It also quotes the 1909 Maine Supreme Court decision stating that the state may, as an exercise of the police power, place limitations on the operation of motor vehicles on the state's roads. And going back to the right to travel video I produced with Nemus while the YouTube channel was down, again, we see courts stating unequivocally that licensing of drivers has nothing to do with regulating commerce. It's done under police power for the purpose of public safety. That's why if you go look at the Maine DMV website, for example, quote, in order to obtain a driver's license, you must complete a driver knowledge examination and vision screening and a driver road test. That's a basic common sense requirement. If you cannot pass a basic written and practical driving exam, you should not be on the road. So there you have it. This is what happens every time someone tries to argue that they don't need a driver's license. They lose, do some jail time, and get told by the judge that they're wrong. I get a lot of commenters on my channel arguing this exact same stuff, believing they'll be able to beat the cops and the judges if they ever get pulled over and charged. But that's never going to happen. It's been tried over and over and over again for 100 years. Courts are consistently stating that if you're caught doing it, they will convict you.